Welcome to another video on the channel where I'm going to be talking about my favorite team in sports, the Miami Heat basketball, Heat culture. You feel me? Miami Heat, let's go. Miami Heat has so far, Pat Riley, you doing it again, kid. Coach Spo, you doing it again, kid. This year, we're about 40 games in the season. We started over 20 different starting lineups, which is the most in the NBA. Coach Spoelstra has been doing an amazing job. The Miami Heat factually have been the most beat up team this year so far this season, and it's because we just made a finals run, so our guys were playing longer than other teams, believe it or not, because we were just off a finals run, and our guys are banged up. So far this year, that hasn't been too much of a problem. We would be a higher seed, of course, if we had our guys healthy and ready. But the playoffs is what matter, and as long as we're healthy and ready for the playoffs, we could beat anyone. We match up. I don't care about last night. We match up against the Celtics always well. Match up against the Bucks, the Bucks, they look beatable right now. 76ers, I actually think we should be the favorites in that series. Cavaliers would be a fun one. Pacers would be a fun one. Magic, we got that. The Miami Heat, we could be anyone, honestly. Literally, we could be anyone. And last week, we traded for somebody who makes us even better. This is literally just a Kyle Lowry upgrade. And hold on, matter of fact, I'm not done talking about Erik Spoelstra. Shout out to you, Coach Spo. Signed the richest deal in NBA history. Got 120 mil in total for 8 years. He has the second most money per year. It's 15 mil per year. Greg Popovich is the only coach that makes more per season with 16 mil. So once again, salute to Coach Spoelstra, because ever since 2008 when he's came here, or he's been here before 2008, but ever since 2008 where he's been the head coach, the Miami Heat have been on an absolute tear. Miami Heat have been on an absolute tear. This guy's never won a Coach of the Year, which has been very, 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 very disrespectful in my opinion. That someone such as Ime Udoka, who had a more talented team, came on a lower seed. You know what? We ain't gonna talk about that. But shout out to Coach Spoelstra, one of the best coaches of all time. Literally, he's a top 10 coach of all time. Don't care, and that's very objective. A lot of people say that Coach Spoelstra is what runs the Miami Heat. Like, he's the quote-unquote superstar of the Miami Heat, since people don't think the Miami Heat have a superstar player on their roster. People just be like, oh, it's their head coaching advantage or whatever. I don't know, man. All I know is we do got a superstar. And we're going to start talking about last week's trade. In last week's trade, we got Terry Rozier by trading Kyle Lowry and a future first-round pick. The first-round pick is lottery protected, which means that it's going to be around 15 through 30 in the NBA draft. So we traded Kyle Lowry, who was a salary filler. So that's basically a nothing asset at this point. Expiring deal, who the Hornets, they just got off of Terry Rozier's money for the future, but they're gonna have to pay Kyle Lowry for the short term. But we basically got Terry Rozier for pick 20 in 2027 draft. That's a W. That's a W. He comes in, and people are talking about defense is going to be questioned now. All I know is, what questions on defense did we not have with Kyle Lowry that we're gonna have with Terry Rozier now? We're gonna charge less. We're gonna get less charges now. I mean, I think I meant to say defense. Either way, do you think our defense is really gonna be that nuked with Terry Rozier instead of Kyle Lowry? Man, we'll be all right. Our problem is that we've been a top 10 defense, but our offense has been absolutely terrible. We've had the 29th ranked offense recently, top 10 ranked defense. We're chilling on the defensive side of the court. We actually just needed a point guard. It literally almost anyone that could just play point guard for us. It was very much needed. And Terry Rozier, he also is a good shooter. He's been shooting 30% on the catch this season, which has been kind of scary. But in recent history, he's been a great catch and shoot player. Just in the Charlotte Hornets, he's the number one option, and the looks that he gets off the catch just aren't the same that he's about to get on the Miami Heat. But I also say that the looks that he's getting on the pull-up will also not be the same on the Miami Heat. He's shooting 40% on pull-up shots, which is it's very nice. I'll say that. Like, I would prefer Terry Rozier taking pull-up shots instead of Tyler Herro. I'll say that much. Terry Rozier, he's a very nice player. He's gonna come in and gonna be like the third to like sixth best player on this roster, which is really good. It's gonna be really helpful for us, especially a team like us that we know who he is in the playoffs. And Terry Rozier, and the time that he played with the Celtics, I remember he's one of those guys who live up for the moment, and we love people who live up for the moment. We love that. We love that. His first couple games ain't been that great, but this video isn't about the first week of the Miami Heat. This video is about how the Miami Heat just season after season, they just keep building these rosters, and we're gonna talk about how this roster fits, man. Because we got Tyler Herro, who him and Terry Rozier, they're very similar to each other. I'll say that Tyler Herro is like a taller version. They're both just elite scorers, nothing else really. Elite offensive players, actually. I wouldn't say elite, very good offensive players, elite scorers. Tyler Herro and Terry Rozier are both 22 point per game scorers, decent passers. Tyler Herro is a good rebounder, great shooters. And the team that is 29th ranked on offense, having two guys that do this for us is very helpful. We very much need it because ain't a lot of guys that could create for us like other teams. Or we do have a lot of guys that could create, but not on like the level of Damian Lillard or stuff besides Jimmy Butler. Tyler Herro, I love him off the catch and shoot. I think Tyler Herro is one of the best catch and shoot players in the association. He's on Cade Cunningham is playing on like Tyler Herro's level right now, which is crazy that Cade Cunningham, he was the number 1 overall pick, so he's gonna get more like notice for playing on someone like Tyler Herro's level. But Tyler Herro, he's been absolutely balling. In the future, he's gonna make an all-star team. He'll make a couple all-star teams. I do think he's a low-end all-star though. I'll say that much. As we are currently speaking in 2024, though, Tyler Herro, he's a flying number 3 piece that we could have in a matchup against like the Nuggets, and he will help us out a lot. Because I understand that last year when we lost Strus, Vincent, people like, how are the Miami Heat gonna replace Gabe Vincent and Max Strus? I'll tell you how. We got Terry Rozier, we got Tyler Herro, we got Jaime, we got Duncan Robinson, who with the more minutes, he's been playing great, and we got Haywood Highsmith, who's also playing in a lot of those new open up minutes. So we got 5 guys for those 2. Okay. Yeah, we can't replace those 2 guys. No, Max Strus and Gabe Vincent, they're the most unreplaceable players now. People always just got to find a way to talk about the Miami Heat and bring us down. Like, man, people telling us if Tyler Herro was playing, it would have been easier to beat us. Man, come on, man. Man, people just be chatting, man. Jimmy Butler, top 10 NBA player. Y'all, man, when I tell you Jimmy Butler's better than Joel Embiid, I understand Joel Embiid just scored 70 the other day. Shout out to Joel Embiid. But when we look at the basketball in the grand scheme of the sport of what it is, we know Joel Embiid, he always does this in the regular season. It's amazing. Right now, he would get my MVP vote. He would. But he's never made a conference championship game. There's only been one season when Jimmy Butler was on the Miami Heat that we didn't make the conference championship game. You feel me? And Joel Embiid has had amazing teams. It's just he goes in the playoffs and he averages 10 less points. Jimmy Butler goes in the playoffs and he's arguably a top 3 player almost year after year after year. Jimmy Butler, when it's needed, he comes out. And you gotta remember, right now in the season, it's January. Jimmy Butler's fresh off a finals run where he was playing hurt, fam. Jimmy Butler fresh off a finals run, fam. You feel me? So, like, why y'all expecting this man at 34 years old, fresh off a finals run, to be playing 80 games? That's unfair, man. Like, Jimmy Butler, straight up, he's a load manager. He's a Kawhi Leonard. You feel me? This is like if Kawhi Leonard was last year doing what he did and he played in the playoffs, y'all would have no issue with Kawhi Leonard. Jimmy Butler, he gets his body prepared for the playoffs and he goes all in. We ain't worried about no regular season, man. What do accolades do, man? We remember players off of championships. Kobe Bryant has 1 MVP. Shaq has 1 MVP. People would sit here and try to tell me Kobe's a GOAT, okay? We don't care about no MVPs, man. It matters about what you do when everybody's playing their hardest level of basketball. Because, for example, for the fans, we know guys like Jimmy Butler aren't trying as hard in the regular season. So what you do in the regular season is cool, but at the end of the day, when we go in the playoffs and we see how your game translate as a two-way versatile defender, man, this man Jimmy Butler's insane. Playmaking, he literally could do it all. He literally could do it all. He literally is a top 10 player in the NBA. Jimmy Butler's a superstar. He's gonna be one of the most underrated players if he doesn't win a ring in almost the history of basketball. If he doesn't win a ring, I do think it's very possible that he can win a ring with the Miami Heat, though. Next player we're going on to is Kevin Love. Kevin Love, I feel like this guy is an amazing veteran in the locker room. He plays basketball the way it's supposed to be. Like Kevin Love, he's a very smart player. He's big, which is very fortunate for us because we have a small center. So having a bigger player at the power forward is something I feel like the Miami Heat should do for the entire time we have Bam Adebayo. You know, just get a big power forward who can shoot. And it's going to work well, especially with Kevin Love. He's not only big and can shoot, he can rebound well. He's one of the best break starters in the history of the basketball game. Like, anytime Kevin Love grabs a rebound and those quarterback plays he be making, he's one of the best at that in the history of the game, man. And he's been playing really well this season. I would like to start Kevin Love. I would probably make this the starting lineup for a little bit, like Rozier, Herro, Butler, Love, and Adebayo. But you already know Butler, he don't care to play in the regular season, so you got to automatically take Butler out and probably replace him with Jaime. But Jaime's hurt, so you replace Butler with Duncan Robinson, and Duncan Robinson's on a cold streak, so you put in Caleb Martin. Or you put in Haywood Highsmith, actually. You put in Caleb at the 3. But you could even move Kevin Love off the bench, make him play the backup 5 since we don't have another guy who could do that, and put Highsmith at the 4, Jaime at the 4. Man, this Miami Heat team, man, there's so many ways we could go. You could start Rozier, Duncan, Butler, Love, Bam. You could start Rozier, Butler, Jaime, Love, Bam. You could start Herro, Butler, Jaime, Love, Bam. You could start Rozier, Herro, Butler, Love, Bam. This Miami Heat team, man, there's so many different lineups we could go to. We can match up with anyone at almost any point of the games. That we're going to be a team that nobody wants to face in the playoffs. Bam Adebayo, on the other hand, top 20 NBA player. He's in the playoffs, he becomes the most valuable defensive player in a half-court setting. Bam Adebayo is genuinely, he's the key of the Miami Heat. Straight up. The Miami Heat go as far as he takes us. And no, that's actually capped. But what I mean is he is the core piece for the future. Bam Adebayo is going to retire in Miami Heat. No matter what roster we build, Bam Adebayo fits it. Bam Adebayo is a versatile big who he can play power forward. For some reason, we got the next greatest center to ever come in the game. He can play center. For some reason, we got the next power forward ever to come to the game. You know, Bam, he could fit on us no matter what. With the way he plays defense, the way he's leveled up as an offensive player has been absolutely insane to me. That this guy, he's underlooked a little bit, but it's cool. Bam Adebayo, every time the playoffs come, he proves himself. Man. The fact that he doesn't have a DPOY and Marcus Smart does is wild, but it's cool. Marcus Smart, great defender too. I wonder what Bam Adebayo's ceiling is, though. I do think he's around it right now, though. I do think he's around his ceiling, but you know, you can never put a limit on players, because when Bam first got drafted, as much as I liked him, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see us having the best defensive player in the NBA for the past 5 years when we got Bam Adebayo. I did not see that at all. Bam Adebayo and Anthony Davis, they've been on their own level of defenders, in my opinion. I understand Rudy Gobert in the regular season, he's a great defender, but Come on, we Heat Nation, bro. All we care about is the playoffs. All right, we Heat Nation, baby. Come on, man. Rudy Gobert, we come in the playoffs, man. He gets schemed up out of defenses, man. Bam Adebayo, you can't scheme him out no defense. Anthony Davis, you can't scheme him out no defense. They are the scheme. Bam Adebayo, though, no matter what, where we're located is Miami. So let's live in a world where we win a championship with Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler, he's chilling. And we go ahead and have a 40-year-old Jimmy Butler. And we get another star player. You know how, I'm not going to say it's easy. It is easier for the Miami Heat to get players. Every time a player is available, Miami Heat. Players want to come to Miami. It's a cool place to live. It's a hard working organization, a winning organization. You can understand why. Since 1988, I believe, when the Miami Heat have come into the NBA, they've been one of the best teams in NBA history already. And we came into the association in 1988. The Miami Heat have been special. Pat Riley's been cooking ever since he's taken over this Miami Heat team. And we're going to be talking about some of the bench players we got now. We got Duncan Robinson, he's been a most improved player candidate. Like, not top 5, but like top 10, top 15. Duncan Robinson got better as a playmaker, as a defender, just all around his game. Taking it to the basket, shooting the ball, he's always been good at. Duncan Robinson, he is also 6'7", which is very good at the shooting guard position. Shooting guard 3. I really like Duncan Robinson. His contract at one point was abysmal, was scared, looked frowned upon around across the league. And now teams are calling for Duncan Robinson, and we not wanting to trade him. And we shouldn't want to trade him right now. He's way too valuable for our offense and our spacing. Like him and Herro, I remember, maybe even as we speak, they covered like half of our 3-point attempts, man. Like Herro and Duncan, they carry us with the 3-pointers. And now that we got someone like Rozier who can help them just hit threes, Miami looking in good shape right now. Miami is very much in decent shape. Off the bench, another guy who we got, who he be starting a lot because, Jimmy be chilling. Jaime Jaquez, he has came into the Miami Heat organization day one and has immediately impacted us winning basketball games. The way that he cuts, the way that he spaces the floor, he's just a perfect glue guy right now. And hey, year one, and you're gonna be a perfect glue guy as a rookie, a solid defender, solid playmaker. I wonder what Jaime's ceiling is, because when I watch Jaime play, bro, he looks like Jimmy Butler a lot. He really do. He even act like him, man. Jaime's one of the best cutters in the NBA. Not the best rookie cutter. He's not one of the best young cutters. He's one of the best cutters in the NBA. Every time he cuts to the basket, he does it with a purpose. And he looks at the game of basketball through like the lenses of a coach. Jaime, you can tell he's like a player's coach. Or no, player's coach is like Doc Rivers. Jaime, he looks at the game from like a coach's perspective. And it's very cool that he's matured that much as an NBA player. That's a rookie. And we could go into a series where we were playing the Bucks and he could literally just beat up on Dame in the post. Literally, he could beat up on Dame and Malik Beasley in the post. Literally crazy. He could do those boys crazy in the post. Next player we got is a guy who I remember when he came to Miami. He was talking like, hey, I was promised something this off season where something big is gonna happen in Miami. I got this big promise. I thought we were getting Dame, bro. I really thought we were going to get Dame and Josh Richardson plays next to him at shooting guard. But that's not what happened, unfortunately. Well, we chilling now without Dame, but that's not what happened, okay? But I like what happened in the world that we're living in, because that's exactly what we praising right now. How Pat Riley is playing chess while we playing checkers on the other end. Man, Pat Riley is a genius. Godfather for a reason. But either way, Josh Richardson, he's been, I like Josh Richardson, though. I do want him to stay on Miami. Hopefully he doesn't go. He can just be a guy on the end of the rotation to be a third string player for our shooting guards or point guards. But I don't want him starting like he does, man, especially at point guard. Man, he doesn't even handle the ball for real. It's really basically Tyler Herro at that point, and Josh had it too. But I want limited minutes for Josh Richardson. You're the reason we got Jimmy Butler, though, Josh. I fuck with you, fam. You're the reason we got Jimmy Butler, fam. You're the reason we got a top 10 player, ZB. But nah. I don't want him like too much playing time. But I do like Josh. Another guy we got is Caleb Martin, the Eastern Conference Finals hero. Hey, I know we got Tyler Herro on the team, but we got another hero named Caleb Martin, because the way that he came in that Boston series, that boy was not playing around, man. I really hope we don't trade Caleb Martin. I hope not. I understand that he's expendable because of how many forwards I've been talking about the Miami Heat got, and we do have so many lineups we can go to because we are kind of a bit overcrowded at the position. But it's a good thing that we got that many players, because every single playoff run, somebody's gonna get hurt. Next man up mentality. So when you got that many players, then you can just go to the next man is very helpful. And Caleb Martin being one of your next mans behind Jaime, because of how good Jaime's been, that he's going to ultimately take minutes from a guy who he was our second best player in the second or third. He was our third best player, bare minimum, in the conference finals. That's insane. That's insane that this guy is getting the amount of time he's been getting. But it's unfortunate he's been hurt after that run, because, you know, a lot of guys, they were playing hurt. So he came to the season hurt and kind of getting on to a slow start. Caleb's been picking it up recently, though. So hopefully Caleb could get back into the swing of things, similar to how Duncan Robinson did. And if we got Caleb Martin out there balling too, like shit, that's gonna be difficult for teams. And we got Haywood Highsmith, another forward who could start for us, man. Haywood Highsmith, he's an ultimate glue guy, 3-and-D, who plays hard. He embodies Heat culture. Haywood Highsmith, I love the guy. I wanted him to start for us in the finals against the Nuggets. It didn't happen, but hey, you know, things work how it worked. Haywood Highsmith, though, man, he got that Kobe jersey on, and he played hard. I feel like he's another guy. He's another archetype that fits next to Bam very well at the power forward. Versatile defender who can shoot. You know, that's all you need next to Bam, bro. Spacing and defense. That's what every team needs, though. Any team or any player, if you could shoot and defend, you're a power forward. I don't care if you're 6'2". All right, we're gonna put you at power forward. All right, if you could defend and shoot, I mean, shit. The Warriors literally be doing that with Gary Payton. Sometimes was putting him at like power forward or center, man. Look, if you can shoot and defend, you can play in the league. You play in the league, man. Another guy who I really like so far, man. Last year I wasn't onto him as much, you know. Nikola Jovic. He's nice, man. He's nice. He's a good passer, a good ball handler. He fits well next to Bam, like I said. 6'10", power forward. I think he reminds me a lot of Danilo Gallinari, man. Straight up. Just him not being the greatest defender, not the greatest rebounder. He's a okay ball handler, good shooter. Like Nikola Jovic, he may have been a big small forward in the prior NBA where like Carmelo Anthony was playing. But in this association, he's a power forward that would fit amazingly next to Bam. Just bring a size, do exactly what Kevin Love's doing, but like with better shooting, better offense, because you're a younger player. Kevin Love brings like more veteran stuff, you know. But hopefully Nikola Jovic could find his way onto the Heat roster for the foreseeable future. I think he can. I really do think he can at least carve out to be a role player. People are calling this man a bust, which is crazy. Drafted with like pick 20 something. I'm not expecting nothing too much from him, but as long as he can be a role player, I'll be happy with that. I genuinely would. A role player that fits next to our star player, why would I hate that at pick 20 something? People be ungrateful. Next guys we got is Thomas Bryant. Thomas Bryant, he cool, man. Thomas Bryant, you know. Thomas Bryant, yeah, yippee yay, you know. If Kevin Love or Bam not playing, he comes in and he plays offense, you know. Comes in and plays some offense. You know, defense, I don't know if he knows about that side of the court, but I probably would just play Orlando Robinson over Thomas Bryant at this point. Really would. They're about the same level. Thomas Bryant, he is better. I'll say that. But just give Orlando Robinson just a chance, you know. how much better is Thomas Bryant than Orlando to the point we shouldn't just give the guy who we've been brewing into getting more time, get more time. Like Thomas Bryant probably shouldn't stop that, and we should probably play Kevin Love at backup center more and have Orlando be our third string. Jamal Cain, I love Jamal Cain actually. Probably crazy that I'm saying that, but this season it was Drew Smith and Jamal Cain fighting for the last roster spot on the team, and I was so freaking scared when Drew Smith won the job. I was scared that the season for the Miami Heat was cooked. I promise y'all, I know Pat Riley. If Drew Smith didn't get hurt, we would have never traded for Terry Rozier. The way those guys were playing Drew Smith, they trusted them with their heart. They trusted Drew Smith way too much. I'm so happy. Actually, no, I can't say I'm happy. Prayers up to Drew. Hope you get healthy. But holy, Miami was not scared to play him at all. Jamal Cain, on the other hand, though, he's a good role player, man, and that's what I like, and that's the reason I like him. He's a good role player who, honestly, sometimes you don't even notice him on the court because he's just doing his job. On the other end, Drew, he actually, if he stopped being a main character, he'd be really good. It's just that sometimes I just notice Drew Smith on the court too much. You know, you're Drew Smith. It's a good and bad thing, though. But, you know, Drew Smith, hope you get healthy, though. I am happy I remember to talk about Drew Smith in this. And this is the name I would have forgot about. Hopefully next season he can come in and play well. Because the way he got hurt in that Cavs game, I believe, is so unfortunate. Another unfortunate thing is, though, we did move on from Kyle Lowry, as we talked about it earlier. And Kyle Lowry, you know, they come to Heat Miami and was supposed to be this guy who not leads us, but is our next piece to winning a championship at the point guard position, which was a Goran Dragic upgrade. Unfortunately, it didn't work out the way we wanted it to, but he's cool, man. He's cool. He could go out and help out some other team like the 76ers. I would love that for Kyle Lowry. I do think, though, that moving on from him was the best option, especially for an upgrade at the position. Because Kyle Lowry, he came to Miami. Unfortunate for him, his mother was having issues. He was getting older as a player. He didn't have to prove himself to the Miami Heat, so he didn't really embrace Heat culture. He always coming overweight. You know, Kyle Lowry, he just wasn't the best fit. But I do like Kyle Lowry because one thing I can say about him, even though he may have not played the best, he gave his all. And Lowry, I can't do nothing but almost respect for that. You know, when he was here, we made a couple conference finals and a finals run, and he was a piece to that. Off the bench, the way that he would lead the second unit, especially on defense, the way he takes charge, man, literally, he takes charges and he takes charge vocally. So missing Kyle Lowry, it is going to be some things that's going to be different, but we do get better as a team on offense and all that. We get better as a team, and we're not one of those teams that need too many vocal leaders. We got Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, Bam Adebayo, Erik Spoelstra, Pat Riley. We do got a lot of those people already, so we could move on from Kyle Lowry and just get talent, you know. So I'm happy with moving on from Kyle Lowry. I think that's addition by subtraction, and he's gonna be a guy who's gonna be a player in the buyout market. Hopefully we could work around in that too. Hopefully Kyle Lowry going to the 76ers could gateway us into getting Patrick Beverley out the buyout market, who would fit us. I want a dog. I want Patrick Beverley or PJ Tucker bad. I want Patrick Beverley or PJ Tucker, whichever one of those guys. I just want a dog, you know, in the buyout market, because Clippers and 76ers, they seem like they don't appreciate those guys. And you can come to Miami, and we will show y'all some appreciation. Another guy who I would love is Danilo Gallinari in the buyout market. I was saying how he reminds me of Nikola Jovic a lot. He could go in, play perfectly next to Bam, and he could just guide Nikola Jovic into the right way. You know, they're very similar skill sets. He could teach him some things that would be helpful. Kelly Olynyk. I know Kelly Olynyk and Kevin Love may have some beef, but, you know, hey, squash it out for a championship, man. Because Kelly Olynyk, he could play power forward and center. Next to Bam, which will be very, very, very lucrative for us. If we can find somebody who could play power forward and center like Kelly Olynyk, That might be the best option for the Miami Heat, to be honest. But I think another good option would be like a Danilo Gallinari, Patrick Beverly, PJ Tucker, and Thaddeus Young. Thaddeus Young would be another guy who I would love in the buyout market. Those are the 5 guys I'm looking in the buyout market for the Miami Heat. That would be it for this video. Look, we 30 minutes in talking about the Heat Nation. I love the Miami Heat. If you a Heat fan, look, you gotta subscribe. If you're a Heat fan and you stay this long, you gotta like at least. If you're not gonna subscribe, at least like, because I'm gonna be doing these videos a lot. And I love the Miami Heat. I love basketball. And then I'm gonna be talking about my favorite team. I'm gonna get carried away. Look at this in a couple years, like, this is what I thought about my team. That's cool, because I know my opinion on the Miami Heat is pretty objective. To be honest, I love my team. I love the game, and we were winning a championship this year. So that's very objective of me. So everybody have a nice day. Thanks for watching. If you want to hear more of me talking sports, shout out to Up the Score Show. That's a podcast that I'm included in. And thank you for everyone for watching once again. And have a nice day.